For those of you who I haven't met or I haven't worked with over the past 3 years, just a quick little bit about myself. My wife Kirsten and I have been homeowners in Arlington for a little over 10 years now. We live in South Arlington in the Aurora Highlands, Arlington Ridge area. And since we've been here, we've added 4 children to our family. Yes, thank you. As I mentioned when we announced that we were going to have another one, we're trying to out-demographic them because it's a new strategy. It's a long-term strategy. My 2 oldest girls, they're in kindergarten and 2nd grade at Claremont Immersion School down in South Arlington near Wakefield High School, for those of you who aren't familiar with it. And I currently work in external relations at the Heritage Foundation, though I should probably make the caveat that as a 501c3, they in no way are endorsing my candidacy. Before that, I was at 10 years on Capitol Hill, the last 6 as a chief of staff. So that's a little bit about me. Many of you know that I ran for clerk against Paul Ferguson 3 years ago in what could be generously described as an uphill battle. But it was worth fighting. I ran at that time because I really believed that we should have candidates and we should have people that are willing to step forward and run. And I didn't know anyone or anything, honestly, when I got in that race. But many of you were so supportive when I did that, and I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be asking for that support again. So we're invested in this community. We intend to be here and raise our family here. And as such, as we moved through the budget process this spring, I remember I shouldn't have been, but I was a little dumbfounded, quite honestly, that from between 2000 and 2009, our county board raised spending by, now Wayne disputes me on this, I thought it was 88%. He said it's only 82%. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. It's several times over the rate of inflation. And I often ask people, do you think your government got 82% better in that time? But then as we've been in this recession, and all of us, many of us have been tightening our belts, and I saw more people this year testify at the tax hearing that I'd never met before, which means there weren't people that are already in this room, that they didn't think it was a good idea to raise taxes. But the county board did it anyway. They voted to raise taxes, if you include the stormwater charge, by 9.5%, the tax rate, by 9.5% on the average home. Now, I don't know about you, I'm not rich, I don't make a lot of money. 9.5% on my property taxes, you're starting to figure out where that's going to come from out of the budget. So, the way I look at it, we do have a choice. We can throw our hands up, and we can say, well, this is just Arlington, and the all-Democratic board is just going to do what it wants, and there's no reason to fight. Or we can stand up and choose to fight back. So tonight I'm choosing to fight back. Now, I realize this is not going to be easy. Easy would be, it was kind of nice not being chairman. I'm spending more time at home, and easy would be just going about my life the way it is now, and enjoying a little extra time at home with the family, and I'll still make time for my family. But sometimes the best things in life are the hardest things, and so I really feel like it's important for us to take on this task. As I examined Chris Zimmermann's 12-year record, yes, he's been on the board for 12 years and still going for 16. As I talk to friends and neighbors about what's going on in Arlington, as I look at the excitement surrounding the change of government petition and all the work and effort that's going into that, I understand that people care more, or at least are awakened a little bit more to what's happening here in Arlington this year. And I've never been more convinced that we have to have a candidate. And apparently I am that candidate. If you nominate me tonight, here's my commitment to you. I'll run a campaign based on new ideas, accountability, transparency, and common sense spending priorities. And I will never forget that the money that we'll be spending as county board is your money, and that we should find a way to maximize the amount of money you get to keep to spend on your families. And I will commit the time and effort that's going to be necessary to build a campaign that can win. know it's an uphill climb here, but we're going to go in, we'll have a campaign plan, we're going to do the nuts and bolts organizing necessary, we're going to put ourselves in a position to win. But if you nominate me tonight, here's what I'm asking of you. You can invest in this campaign in 3 ways. One is the obvious one, make a contribution. Even if it's only $10, I encourage you to invest. More zeros are always welcome. Give up your time. And the way I think of it is, if you can even just give a day, and it doesn't have to be all at once between now and election day, but if 100 people give an 8-hour day, that's 800 hours. If we have 800 hours, and let's say making phone calls will be other things, but if you had 800 hours making phone calls, you can make over 30,000 telephone calls. And that's just one day over the next 5 months. The final thing is to be an ambassador for the campaign. Talk to your friends and neighbors about the things that are going on in Arlington. If you find people that aren't necessarily traditionally Republican, but they have real concerns, we want to know about it. Because we want to communicate with them, or we're going to want to talk to them about their concerns and maybe how we can bring them into the campaign. So that's my speech. I really hope that you all consider getting involved and invested. This cannot work with just one person. It can't work with just 10 people. It's really going to be a team effort, and I really ask for your support tonight, and I'm going to ask for your support all the way through November. Thank you very much.
One more round of applause for Mr.